Hello everyone, and welcome to my video Skull and Bones. All you need to know from the 3 days open beta in February. I have played the beta more than 30 hours already and unlocked everything we could, considering we had character infamy points limited in the 3 days of beta. The progression carries over to release of the game, just to know if still can join the beta or the free trial on release. I've reached rank 9th for the highest ship we could craft by unlocking and equipping more powerful weapons or armor that we could not craft, being infamy restricted. This you can do by fighting higher level ships, PvP events, or killing the ghost ship that unlocks its special weapon. I will show in video all of those: high level Fort Plunder, high-level co-op bounty world event, PvP event, and the ghost ship fight that is certainly fun and has very interesting mechanics. After the gameplay of each, we'll present briefly all the features we could discover in the open beta, including the most interesting in-game activity called the Helm, your own empire network where you produce rum and opium in your base of operation inside both pirate dens, then deliver them for profits of new currency called Pieces of 8, with the special currency you can buy from the black market. Plenty of high-power weapons, resources, skins, and other customizations, but also you can use the currency to upgrade your empire by getting various buffs on production and supply. The system has also a leaderboard that currently was locked in open beta. They also announced the Year 1 roadmap. We will have seasonal mechanics and rewards in Skull and Bones, each season lasting 12 weeks, and will introduce dynamic changes in the world, new events, legendary rivals, new ships, and challenges for players to participate in. All the progression will carry over between seasons, except the leaderboards and empire buff upgrades will reset. I have made chapters and video if you want to jump to specific points like the Fort Plunder, co-op bounty open world, PvP event fight and treasure reward, the ghost ship fight, the Helm Empire mechanics and base of operations, followed by all features on crafting, upgrading ship or weapons, customization, and other NPC land interactions. All of them I choose to briefly present just for everyone to make a roughly idea of game features, and that the game it is indeed, at least for me, hell of a fun, and it offers plenty of end-game grind for character level infamy points that leads to more powerful ships, weapons, or own empire production. A lot of activities, PvE, single player, or co-op, and also some PvP options too, that are very rewarding if you manage to win. On the game release, we'll cover more in-depth guides of each category if I feel it will be valuable information, as overall the game does a good job to introduce each mechanic, and it is straightforward in character progression, crafting, or upgrading. What I can certainly tell and recommend in early game: for weapons, go for fire bombards. They are absolute a beast in both PvE and PvP. Sure, I also rushed building the medium-sized ship Bombardier rank 5 that has 5 decks for weapons, with one of it being auxiliary for the overpowered mortar. You can unlock rank 5 Bombardier by traveling northeast to unlock the second pirate den and buy the ship blueprint from the shipwright. Be careful on the way to it if you go with the very early game ship. There are dangerous waters towards the second den, full of high-level ships, and also there is a killing wave mechanic that will one-shot the early ship if get caught in it. I ignored all the ships on my way and paid more attention to killing waves. Once I buy the rank 5 Bombardier blueprint and farmed its materials, I snowball all the waters and plunders with the fire bombard's weapons on it. The world map has a fast travel function on any outpost or den, and if you need any specific material for a weapon or ship upgrade, the map will point you to all the spots as long as you track the blueprint. After you track the materials needed, you freely go open world, either gathering, trade, or mercilessly plunder forts or ships for its materials. Please let me know in the comments if any specific guide you feel will be valuable for you, so I can focus on that too in my future videos after the game release. Now, on current gameplay, it is the PvP event Cutthroat Cargo. You must pick up a legendary map, then deliver it to a specific outpost where you will dig for the treasure chest. Other players that joined the event will try to attack you on the way. In my case, it was an easier fight as again, the fire bombards are ridiculous, and I was full of them on each side. He had only one deck with bombards. He even healed a few times and also respawned after death, but pushed him back so I can disembark to the final location. I don't get this respawn allowed in PvP event, but okay, this was my first PvP someone actually joined. Guess on the release will have way more popularity, or maybe it was matchmaking based on level, and because I was high level were few options to matchmake me. Not sure, but tried other 5 times PvP and I win every time and got the treasure chest as I was alone. I wish they would make this cross-server, as probably the fun goes wild if the fights are between 6 players every time we participate in event. In the 1 versus 1 was a bit dull and easy. Once you reach safe the destination in PvP event, disembark on land and you will find on that outpost a legendary treasure that has way better rewards than what you got used to in open world. Close to 10,000 silver and high-level items that could not even craft them on my own because of infamy level restrictions. Funny enough, after this PvP event, I have invited to my party the guy I was fighting in PvP, with the purpose to do a fort plunder for materials I knew were needed on crafting the fire bombars rank 2. Maybe it helps him, but also to try co-op experience. We actually stick for 1 hour or so, doing also the high-level world event bounty in 2 players and the ghost ship fight. The last one being such an interesting fight with immunity mechanics and ship disappearing out of the blue and repositioning right behind you. You can always easily invite any recent player you meet in-game from the social menu tab. Sadly, the in-game chat was temporarily not working. I guess it was a problem on my connection, as can see sometimes I have a connection problem icon in the top right side of screen. Otherwise, if I could have communicated with him, could have done way more co-op high-level forts. I ended up doing one of those alone and was pretty rough as they were way too high level. I will show gameplay of that level 10 fort at the end of the video. But good enough we did at least the ghost ship, level 7 fort, and the level 8 bounty target that we'll see further on in video. Keep in mind all these targets have very high health pool, so if you try them alone or only in 2 players, the fights are long enough from 5 to over 10 minutes, as they have HP balanced for groups. This level 7 fort was also a target for the Helm in your supply network map that will give extra rewards beside the normal plunder materials and loot. We got a crazy amount of poppy resource, 160 pieces, needed to produce opium in your laboratory from the den base of operation. After the co-op event's gameplay and the ghost ship fight, we'll show the Helm base of operations with the laboratory, the distillery, the supply network map, the opium and rum orders map, and the Empire upgrades tree. It looks to be a deep and grindy in-game activity that is focused around deliveries, plunders, or defend against rogue attacks while carrying your hard work, earned products, opium and rum. Like said earlier on video, you will build an empire that in the end will generate a new currency called Pieces of 8. With the special currency you can buy from the black market, plenty of high-power weapons, resources, skins, and other customizations, but also you can use the currency to upgrade your empire by getting various buffs on production and supply. Nonetheless, to say, the other currency, silver, it is still very valuable and you need keep doing activities to generate silver too. You will need silver for all the crafting on tools, weapons, ships, upgrades, supply of repair kits, food and ammunitions. So the open world regular events, plunders or high-level bounties, PvP events and treasure maps will still be included in your game routine. As you can see in video on some of my world map or inventory showcase, I sit already on over than 100,000 silver in just 2 days of playing. just by having fun and trying plenty activities. So if you keep blasting ships, you'll have silver enough and permanent supply of any consumables. If you are lazy about, you might struggle resupply consumables. Keep blasting and have fun even if you have a long travel destination. Don't be nice on the way. You are a pirate. Not some carnival ship. Blast them any ships you meet on your path is the only way to not be scarce of resources or silver and to have a smooth character progression. The co-op bounty open world are a good source of silver, but again say unless you have an overpowered ship and setup, best to not do it alone. Use the function call for help or just randomly invite someone from social menu if you have no friends in game. The bounty target's HP is scaled for groups, so it will take a lot of shots to bring one down. The events are limited to 20 minutes since the target was first shot at. I would say it is doable alone in less than that, but not sure if it is worth the time of such a long fight. If you manage to kill it in 5 to 10 minutes, in groups, is fine. The level 8 bounty took us 6 minutes, in 2 players, with my random player mate being a bit late to the party as like said earlier, we could not communicate through chat temporarily. The level 4 bounty took way less, something like 3 minutes, so it also depends on your ship rank and setup. I will not show the lower level, but next will be the ghost ship fight in 2 players, with again my mate bit late to show, took us 10 minutes. Not only that he has a lot of HP, but also he has immunity mechanics that needs you constant destroy weak spots in order to do full damage. The Maangodin ghost ship fight that will show right after this open world level 8 bounty will reward you with his special weapon called Blue Spectre. It is like a blue flamethrower that set ablaze enemy ships in close range. You've seen it equipped on me on some of my gameplay when I had rank 9 ship. The ghost ship only appears at night near the outpost and Port Herman. It is also a quest to pick up from that location. I will show exactly the location of it on map. When you go fight him beside try grouping up, be ready with ammunition like in the hundreds as it will be a long fight, with him many times being immune. Also, he keeps disappearing and repositioning. As the ghost ship was a long fight, I have included only some highlights of it, around 5 minutes. Important notes about fight. Keep destroying his weak spots to do full damage. Otherwise, he will be immune in most ship parts. He will also constantly disappear and reposition. After he does the reposition, animation, you must again destroy weak spots to fully damage him. If you want to skip the fight and jump to the next chapter of video at 17-minute mark, when I briefly present all game features I discovered just for everyone to make an roughly idea of it, starting with character level infamy, the Helm Empire mechanics and base of operations, followed by all features on crafting, upgrading ship or weapons, customization and other NPC land interactions. The whole game character progression is locked behind your infamy rank points. Think of it like your character level and experience. The higher rank you get, the more powerful ships, weapons, and upgrades you can get access to. But also you can tackle more and higher level activities. You get infamy points for almost any activity in game, contracts, bounties, PvP, and blasting ships or exploring the open world. My infamy rank of Brigand was the cap during the open beta in February, just few days before release of the game. Hence, we'll see next all the game features I could have unlocked in these 3 days with infamy limit. I will keep posting videos after release with further unlocks and discoveries. For now, we have 2 pirate dens, with base of operations for the Helm, your own empire production of opium and rum. After you discover them, and any other outpost, you can fast travel to each of them for a short silver fee. All vendors, crafting NPC, storages, bounty, or contracts boards are found on land in both pirate dens, with only the vendors, storages, and cooking spots on all other outposts. Now to the base of operations for your empire. You have 2 of them, one in each pirate den, one that produce opium and the other producing rum. To produce opium in your laboratory, you need poppy resource, and to produce rum in your distillery, you need sugarcane resource. These 2 unique resources can only be get from your supply network missions, either liaisons or attacks. Once you get your hands on poppy or sugarcane, you start produce at laboratory and distillery the opium and rum. For both of the final products, you will have orders constantly on the order registry inside your base of operations. The orders will always reward you the special currency called Pieces of 8. With the special currency you can buy from the black market, plenty of high-power weapons, resources, skins, and other customizations, but also you can use the currency to upgrade your empire by getting various buffs on production and supply. Be mindful once you pick an order for opium and rum delivery in the order registry. You cannot fast travel no more till finish or cancel the delivery order. If the delivery spot is closer to the other den, you can fast travel and accept the order from that den and load your ship from that den storage, either if it is opium or rum produced in other den. Like said earlier, the special currency can also be used to upgrade your empire with various buffs, beside buying stuff from black market. In the short time before release, I could only do a handful of them, 7 upgrades, with last one upgrading also my rum to gold rum variant. It looks though we have a lot to grind for in the upgrade chain page. Empire and leaderboards tabs in the top were also locked before release as we were infamy level capped. With the special currency, Pieces of 8 generated by your smuggling operations, you can also buy from the black market NPC found outside your hideout, plenty of high-power weapons, resources, skins, and other customizations. I have started presenting the game features with the Helm, as if ask me, it is the most interesting endgame activity, and we could only see a glance of it by now. Further on, we'll show the other basic features on crafting, cooking, upgrading ship or weapons, customization, and other NPC land interactions. A note here, we will have seasonal mechanics and rewards in Skull and Bones, each season lasting 12 weeks, and will introduce dynamic changes in the world, new events, legendary rivals, new ships, and challenges for players to participate in. All the progression will carry over between seasons except the leaderboards and empire buff upgrades will reset. One of my favorite design choices in game, if we speak of ease to handle loot and crafting materials. We have only one storage universal across all outposts and dens. You can access it anytime if you are docked. This choice removes so much unnecessary chore and stress on inventory or storage management found in other games. Some might argue that it does remove a bit of realism. Yes, it does, but hey, realism gets dumb in games if it is too much. I would personally hate it if storages were zone-specific only. Too much management time wasted instead of blasting ships or enjoying the loot. Beside regular vendors that you can resupply your consumables, You can find cooking spots in any outpost or den. There are two types of food you can craft: vendor or even loot. The cooked food that gives you various utility and combat buffs for a long-term 30 minutes, and the other ones, grilled food that gives you a significant boost in ship stamina for a short-term 20 seconds. The grilled food is very good to have in huge amounts on you, to constantly keep pushing high speeds of the ship over the limits or to handle defensive braces that consume more stamina. In both of the dens you can find the Vanity Atelier. Here you can, at any time, completely change your character appearance or equip various customizations and emotes. All the customizations can be unlocked with the easy-to-obtain in-game currency or special quests. I will go very briefly through the customizations, just to make a rough idea of so many options we have, with them announcing even more customization options or rewards to be added during seasons. There are just too many to go through each of them. It will make the video unnecessarily long. In pirate dens, you will find the job board, various missions for easy silver, and also the bounty board. The bounty board are missions for the co-op PvE events with high-level ships targets found on the open world. Be sure to pick the bounties always. You never know just by roaming or on your way to whatever objective you end up in open world joining in co-op event. So it is free silver. At the blacksmith, you can craft all sorts of weapons, armor, and ammunition. Each of them requires a blueprint to be acquired before it can be crafted. While hovering over a craftable item in-game, you will always have info on the right side of the screen with directions on where to get or buy the blueprint for it. All the blueprints are locked behind your infamy level. So, as higher you have the infamy, you get the option to buy better blueprints. Saying it again, in early game the fire bombards, even just rank 1, are overpowered. Sure, look to upgrade them to better rank. But your best bet for now in the early game, fire bombards, are ridiculously strong. They couple well with any ship or furniture that has explosive or ablaze perks, as they do both explosive and burning damage. Beside fire bombards, sure, we have a lot of options on weapons depending on decks. I will go more in depth with them after the game release if I find such a guide to be valuable. Overall, weapons are simple enough and explained well by their tooltips. They have stats like base damage, reload speed, range, projectile speed, fire rate, and different perks, bonuses, or status effects applied. The game functions around damage types that apply different status effects, with each of them being countered more or less by a ship type of armor. Damage types are explosive that does area damage after impact, piercing that partially ignores armor, fire that can set a target ablaze, taking high extra fire damage over time, flooding causing target to take medium extra damage over time, but some of its damage cannot be healed back, and tearing that immobilize a ship. Things are pretty simple as theory. I will have to look more into practice on the very end game combat and highest rank ships after I reach max infamy to unlock all possible variants. At the shipwright, we have options to craft DPS, support, or tank ships. From their Year 1 roadmap with the 4 seasons, I understand we will have even more ship options added beside these 9 craftable options. The last 3 ships were locked by infamy limit during open beta. On release, we sure get infamy enough and can unlock each of them. During the open beta few days before release, I rushed building the highest rank possible then. The medium-sized ship bombardier rank 5 that has 5 decks for weapons, with one of it being auxiliary for the overpowered mortar. You can unlock rank 5 bombardier by traveling northeast to unlock the second pirate den and buy the ship blueprint from the shipwright. Be careful on the way to it if you go with the very early game ship. There are dangerous waters towards the second den, full of high-level ships, and also there is a killing wave mechanic that will one-shot the early ship if get caught in it. I ignored all the ships on my way and paid more attention to killing waves. Once I buy the rank 5 bombardier blueprint and farmed its materials, I snowball all the waters and plunders with the fire bombard's weapons on it. Higher rank weapons or ships might require higher tiers of materials. Each material can be upgraded to a higher tier by visiting the refinery. At the Carpenter, you can craft and upgrade your captain tools that will give access or buffs to harvesting of resources or shipwrecks, increased range on spotting enemies through your spyglass, or improved fighting spear to hunt sea animals, ship furniture for permanent buffs, repair and restoration kits to sustain long fights. The kits can also be simply bought from vendors or get often as loot. I find it less time-consuming just buying from vendors or loot. Another nice function at any time while docked, if you hold the key Z, will open the ship menu where you can fully manage your ship and cargo, fast travel, or sail out. I had the Blue Spectre weapon equipped. It's a special weapon you get drop as loot after defeating the ghost ship. It is like a blue flamethrower that set ablaze enemy ships in close range. You've seen it equipped on me on some of my gameplay when I had rank 9 ship. For the rest of decks, I had Fire Bombard rank 2 and Mortar Weapon on the auxiliary deck spot. Like said many times during video, they are ridiculous strong early game both PvE and PvP. If want to be a beast on sea, you play this combo. Sure, do not say no to experiment any other weapons early game, there is still fun into that. I strictly speak if look to be strong early game and deliver havoc. In the ship menu, there is also option to change armor type at any time. Things are basic there. You want higher armor level and possible different damage types resistances depending on what are you fighting with. The ship furniture can buff you enough depending on your ship and weapons build. I choose reload speed and some utility buffs because with the fire bombards overpowered already, they do not matter much. There are so many furniture options to play around, but till the very end game where every small DPS or survivability boost can make a difference. I do not find them very impactful in the early game. Ship customizations. Again, we have so many options with more to be added during seasons. Sails, patterns, and colors, figureheads, hulls, ornaments, nameplates, wheel, decorations, crew appearance, pet, crow's nest, fireworks. I do go briefly through them just like with character customization. There are so many options to choose from that will make the video even longer than it already is. From this menu, sure you can change your ship name or swap ships at any point. Fast travel to any discovered outpost or den for a small silver fee. Thank you for watching, and for support I will stream on my Twitch channel the Skull and Bones game for the next weeks. Planning to do a giveaway on the 14th of February and have Twitch drops enabled since then, as I will play the game early access 3 days before release. Hope to see you there and have fun, pirates. Further on in the video, it is my attempt to plunder a high-level 10 fort alone, as I could not find none to join. Was really unnecessarily during open beta infamy rank limit, but I did it more to see how hard they hit. At one point, funny enough, I did run out of ammunition as there were so many damaging towers and ships for a single player. Reached 3 phases of plunder and called the day.